Hey, what's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra is a flagship phone with blazing fast charging and a cutting-edge camera setup. We've already completed our main review, which you can find a link to below. But just how good is the camera quality? Let's find out in our Mi 10 Ultra camera review. The camera system on the Mi 10 Ultra is similar to the Mi 10 Pros, but with supposedly better sensors and higher quality lenses. You get 4 cameras here, a main one with a huge 48 megapixel quad Bayer sensor, a smaller 48 megapixel quad Bayer periscope unit with 5x zoom and OIS, a 12 megapixel telephoto cam with 2x zoom, and a 20 megapixel ultra-wide camera with autofocus that can take macro shots. The main camera's photos come out in 12 megapixels, and they are just outstanding. There's a ton of detail, superb contrast, true-to-life colors, and little noise. The dynamic range is impressive too, thanks in part to the new OmniVision sensor, which can do single-frame HDR processing. Our only nitpicks have to do with the unnatural-looking textures in the grass and foliage, but everything else looks great. There is a mode for taking 48 megapixel photos with the main cam, and they do add extra fine details compared to the 12 megapixel ones. Now on to zoomed shots, starting with the 2x telephoto cam. These photos also have 12 megapixel resolution, and they are flagship grade. There's plenty of detail, balanced sharpness, wide dynamic range, and colors that match the main cameras. This is also the camera that is used to shoot portraits. These come out awesome, with great subject separation and natural-looking defocused backgrounds. Zoomed photos taken with the periscope telephoto cam again come out in 12 megapixels, and unlike the Mi 10 Pro, there's no cropping or upscaling involved here. This is a true 5x zoom with a 120mm lens. These photos are brilliant. There's abundant detail, accurate colors, wide dynamic range, and impressively low noise. These are probably the best 5x zoom shots we've seen yet on a phone. 20 megapixel photos from the ultra-wide-angle cam can fit a lot into the frame. With a 128-degree field of view, this is one of the widest cameras we've used lately. The quality is good too, with accurate colors and good dynamic range. However, the extra-wide field of view comes with significant geometric distortion. Since the ultra-wide camera has autofocus, it can be used to take close-up macro shots. These aren't that good though. They're lacking in detail. You could probably get a better result just by cropping from the main cam. Now on to low-light shooting. Photos from the main camera look excellent. The exposure is balanced and bright. In fact, these end up more brightly exposed than some competitors' dedicated night modes. The colors are nicely saturated, contrast is outstanding, and the low noise is impressive. Most of the time, we didn't even feel like we needed the night mode here, though on occasion it does still help out by restoring blown highlights, light from bright windows, and showing more detail in shadowy areas. The Mi 10 Ultra lets you use both of its telephoto shooters at night, unlike many other phones, though night mode is not available on either of them. Still, photos from the 2x zoom are quite nice, with enough detail and good color retention. There is some visible noise though. 5x zoom photos are quite impressive for the conditions, all things considered. There's a lot of detail, nice colors, and good contrast. Shots from the ultra-wide at night have a brighter exposure than we expected and have good colors. However, they are quite noisy and even blurry at times. But turning on the night mode really boosts the ultra-wide camera's performance. It gets rid of the noise and brings back a ton of detail, as well as restoring detail in highlights and shadows. On the front, the Mi 10 Ultra has a 20 megapixel selfie camera, just like the Mi 10 Pros. It doesn't have autofocus, and its photos lack the sharpness of the rear units. But overall, they are still nice, with good colors and contrast and decent dynamic range. Selfie portraits have decent but not flawless subject separation, but the defocused background looks convincing. Let's move on to video recording, which is where the Mi 10 Ultra really shines. On the back, you can shoot with the main, 5x telephoto, and ultra-wide cameras. 4K videos taken with the main camera are among the best we've seen. The detail is incredible. The white balance and colors are spot on, and there's excellent contrast and very good dynamic range. The quality is great even at night. There's more than enough detail, low noise, and well-preserved colors. Like many flagships these days, the Mi 10 Ultra boasts the ability to record video in 8K resolution. While there are phones that already do this at 30 FPS, you only get 24 FPS here. Regardless of frame rate though, we still think 8K is not really worth the huge file size, because you can't see any benefit in resolve detail on a 4K screen. A unique feature of the Mi 10 Ultra is the ability to shoot in 8K with a 5x telephoto cam as well. Just like the main shooter though, this isn't really a practical feature to use. It's a good thing that the 4K mode provides the same level of quality. There's great resolve detail, lifelike colors, and amazing dynamic range. The quality here is unmatched for this type of camera. You can also shoot with it at night, and while the results aren't amazing, they're more than usable. 4K videos recorded with the ultra-wide camera are really good, with nice detail, and great contrast and colors. And here's a look at the electronic stabilization, which when enabled does a great job of smoothing things out. So there you have it. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra is easily one of the best camera phones out there. It really stands out in both low-light stills and overall video quality, and its 5x periscope zoom is unmatched. Unfortunately, to try out these cameras for yourself, you'd have to import the device from China, since it isn't available globally. But I have the feeling that we'll be seeing more like it from Xiaomi in the near future. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe and see you on the next one.